I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future.
All right, we're here for episode 15 of the Future Moguls podcast, and today we've got the Black-owned boys in the building. What's up, guys?
Yeah, what up, dude?
But first, I want to make
Black-owned boys in the building.
Black-owned boys in the building. And the Gravel Bear is here, of course. My co-host.
Don't listen to alcohol. Thanks for the Bel Air. It's a celebration, bitches.
Yes, it
7 years.
Yeah, we're popping off this podcast.
Hey.
So you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us your various roles at Black-owned, and then we'll get into this. I'm gonna start over here.
Yeah, I'm Merk.
I'm Tone.
I'm Gill.
Means.
And what do each of you? What is your role that you kind of fulfill in the Black-owned brand? Because I kind of we did our research, and Merk, you and Means came up in a lot of our searches as the co-conspirators behind the brand. Is that correct?
Yeah, Means the creator. I'm the right hand to make his creations work.
So you're the ideas and marketing guy, and you're the guy who's good at
Make the shit
making
work.
the sale.
Nah, make the shit work.
Make the shit work.
Make the shit work.
Facilitator.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds. What do you guys brought a whole team with you today? What are you guys up to in the Black-owned world?
I'm Tone. I'm the guy you see if you come to the store Monday through Friday. I'm there all day, so I'm that guy.
Holding the fort down.
So you're like you're the front line. You're who when they come to the Black-owned store on Elm Street.
Yep. He managed the situation for sure.
Make the
The
sales.
front line. And what are you up to?
Oh, I'm up to no good always. But I pretty much like network with outsource with different companies, try to get them involved on board with Black-owned public, like a public figure kind of social, public speaking with kids, but on behalf of the brand and just do whatever it takes to succeed. That's about it.
Cool. So it's cool that you guys like to have people play to their strengths, basically. So, what's that?
Team ball.
Team ball.
Team ball.
What does that kind of mean for the Black-owned brand? Because there's a lot of different brands that are kind of moving throughout the city, and you guys definitely have a larger presence of pretty much all of them. Where do you kind of see your guys' strengths coming together? How did that kind of puzzle together to create what you've created today? Because if my math is correct, you guys technically started in 2011.
Yep.
And then you got your first brick and mortar store in 2014.
Yep.
So-
you did some research.
Yep.
I like it.
Well, there's a lot of brands in the city, and we don't say this in like we standing on top of them or we arrogant in any way, but a lot of these brands were inspired by what we were able to do, only because we were able to say like it's possible. You feel me? So, and we started in 2011 at a time where there were no other streetwear brands in the city, really. You had at the time I think Ohio Against the World.
Yep.
You still had some of
infancy. It was.
even Ohio Against the World was just starting out when we launched Black-owned, and then you had some of the remnants of some of these bigger brands that came before us, like the decade before us, like Real Nigga, and there was a couple other like what was the University something University. There was another brand from here, but anywho, there were brands that were before us that inspired the movement that we have. But we wanted to like do our own thing and set our own path. And we've been able to do that because one, we were ahead of the curve where it wasn't as many people in the pile. So it wasn't as hard to figure out who's doing what. It was like Black-owned, Ohio Against the World. And also though, we got a good team. People just, they see what we're doing and they're like, I want to do that. And they just grab anybody. Not realizing that this is really like cohesion. But we've been brothers before the brand. Before fashion, we was all kicking it.
And that's how you knew what each person's strengths were.
Exactly. That's how we knew Tone was fly and Gill and Merk was going to make you buy something. Before it was fashion, it was something else. Trust me. You know what I mean? And Gill was the socialite as always. And me, I was always the business one. always the front line. So I mean, we work. We a team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned how you're doing it differently as Black owned, and that's kind of where your niche is, kind of. I forget where I saw this, but you say you combine streetwear with a bold statement, and that statement is Black owned in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one statement I found kind of interesting. I forget which one of you might have said it, but it's that Black owned as a statement kind of makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm interested in expanding on that. Like, what do you feel that makes people uncomfortable for? Like, do you think that they feel like they're being excluded from something, or?
Yeah, a little bit of all of that. I remember making that statement, and it's still to this day, it's the same thing. I think when people see Black on, we know that it's like in that first moment, like your first introduction to the brand, it's provocative. You don't understand it, and if you're a traditional white American, it's different because
it's piercing,
right? Because you're not used to it being so blatant and out forward, and it like now. We'll be sitting in the store and people will drive up, and typically like older white people will drive up and they'll just stare, and then they'll stare for a while the light is red, and they're like so in disbelief that they'll pull out their phones and they're taking pictures, and we're waving for the picture, and that lets you know where the mindset of most Americans is. It's like down the block from us you have Izzy's, which is a Jewish sandwich shop.
Yep.
Across the street, you have a spot Tone always go to is a Lebanese restaurant. No one ever questions what this is about. Neither do we go to Chipotle and say, why is it Chipotle Mexican grill? Why can't it just be a grill? But for Black owned, people always ask, why does it have to be Black owned?
That's interesting.
That's a very
So
good point.
we kept pushing because we knew that like in society, people don't accept. Because there's nothing wrong with it. If you think about it, if you break it down to its most basic form, the word Black, the word own, neither is offensive. And then when you put them together, Black owned, what's offensive about anything being Black owned? Other than the fact that you don't own it, if you're a white person, I would say.
That's interesting when you put it that way. What comes to mind is actually, so there's a lot of things that have happened in society since you've launched Black owned. And I feel like it kind of pierces less these days because not only, mostly because of Black Lives Matter, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of, I feel like hitting the same buttons with those people that don't understand the difference between saying Black Lives Matter and only Black Lives Matter, because that's not what it's for at all. And it's not to say Black owned businesses are the only businesses that matter.
You know, when
your business is Black owned, and from what I read, a lot of it's about just supporting. I mean, a lot of that's another thing that's happened. Jay-Z's 444 talked a lot about empowering the Black dollar. And I feel like Black owned is
we was that before the album. But you need the validity of artists like Jay-Z, because when 7 years ago, we were receiving hate mail. People were saying, wow.
Really?
I know. Do we still got that letter?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's a couple of them actually. But we were.
Do we have any of those? We need to frame those.
Yeah, we should.
Right there in the shop.
But we were at one point we were receiving hate mails, and we were receiving, a couple calls a day about why. Why would you do this? Not just from white people, but from older Black people saying you're starting stuff. It's calm right now. Why would you want to do this? And we're like, huh?
It's not calm.
We want to be. It's not calm, but we want to be comfortable. You know what I mean? But Black owned, like when we started, we said, how do we let people know that this is for us? But it's not about separating us. It's about being able to sit at the table. Yeah. And so we said a state of mind, not a color line. And that was the sense that our state of mind is that we want ownership too in our communities.
Okay.
That we live in. We don't want to just live in it, but don't have any ownership in it. Because then how do you keep it going? So it was a state of mind, not a color line. We weren't separating ourselves from anyone, but our state of mind was we wanted to prolong, we wanted to preserve our culture. So that's how we ended up with the brand and where we are now. You know what I mean? And
ownership of self.
Ownership of self. And if you got ownership of self, you got ownership of everything else around you.
Yeah.
So that's what this whole movement is about. And it's taking people some time, but what's beautiful about this whole movement is that in the 7 years, like you said, we've received some of the assistance from celebrities like Jay-Z and Beyonce and even Gucci Mane. He got a song called Black Owned. So when we see that, we say, wow, 7 years ago, people hated us for this. And now everyone is talking the language. So, you know, our job now is not as much to how do we get black owned out there, but it's more so about how do we maintain our presence in a society where that's the new wave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not being pushed out of the way because we honestly at the forefront of this thing. When nobody else wanted to say it, we were willing to say it.
Yeah.
So
there are, as a white American, when I don't know if you can tell, I just I didn't know if it was that obvious.
can't be white, bro.
What's that?
You can't be white.
I am, I swear.
It's crazy.
I got the blue eyes and everything. So when I first interacted with your guys' brand, I didn't really feel a separation between your message and I don't think white culture is really a thing, but like what I grew up knowing, basically. But I did kind of feel like maybe, is there kind of a weird connotation with a white person wearing black owned? And that is to say, there's no like vetting process that you guys at the register would go through to say, do you understand?
It's there all the time. I mean, or Merk.
No, I don't mean like you say, yo, you're white. I mean like, but you don't like, there's white people who understand the culture.
Yep.
And there's white people. I mean, there's vultures and there's
chasers.
just people.
Right.
And that's good that you put it that way. Bro.
Yeah.
I'll go on the flip side if y'all want to start on that.
Yeah. What the people that, to me, the white people that come in there, they're coming in one or two ways. One, because they just love it. They probably already looked into it and they just love it. Or two, they're trying to come in and really see what it's about. Like, what is this black owned thing? Let me go in here. And no matter who's in there, once you talk to one of us, you love our brand.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. Like, you love our brand. We're going to greet you. We're going to be personable. We all speak with some intellect. So whatever questions you have, we got an answer for you. So it's just like, we got great white supporters. Like, we had a guy, Josh, and Josh is our guy. He went to jail. And he lost weight in jail, and he made sure his girl was coming and buy him stuff while he was in jail. His size, because he got smaller. He was one of like our first white supporters. Like, he was like really down. He was fighting for it, getting backlash and everything. And like, he was really down. So it's not like we were against it. It's not. I don't think we ever had any problem with any white customers like coming to the store. Even we was in the Enquirer. It was an article on us in the Enquirer. We were still working on the store, still paying and building shelves and stuff. And I guess all the old white people read the Enquirer, and they were stopping by the store.
I think that's only who reads it.
Strictly old white.
They were stopping by the store, coming in, congratulating us.
Yeah.
Like, and it was dope. And it was like, this is pretty dope. Like, these old white people rocking with us. Like, so it's that negative connotation. It's not as much as people think it is.
It's one of those things. It's like when you had this fear of like getting on a roller coaster, and then you finally get on it, and you be like, "Yeah, it was a thrill, but it didn't take me out."
Yeah,
I think that's what coming into our store is kind of like. It's like this. You feel this anxious feeling about it. Like, what does it represent? What does it really mean? Like, are they like some pro-black? Is it Black Panther? And I think our movement is remnants of all of that. How could it not be? You know, we're inspired by everything.
That's black culture.
Yeah.
That's black culture.
And it was
But
uplifting.
I think
It's all uplifting.
yeah.
We want to pour into our community. We want to pour into our community. We're not trying to downgrade someone else's. We just want to lift ours up. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, how could you hate on that? I mean, you guys are all doing something positive. Like you said, black owned. There's nothing negative about. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, I don't understand why anyone would.
I think where a lot of the disconnect might come is people wear clothes that they feel like they identify with. And
Indeed.
myself, I'm a white-owned hip-hop magazine, honestly.
Yeah.
And honestly, that comes with its own discomfort because I did my research on black-owned. I did my research on hip-hop for years, like through just being a part of the culture to reading books about it. I understand the long history of appropriation in the music industry, and I try really hard to stay away from that. And it's kind of a weird line to walk, you know, because at the end of the day, this culture is not mine. I didn't grow up in this.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like your brand is kind of a bridge into, you know, into the culture, because the brand, when I wear it, I'm not saying like I'm black owned. I'm representing a company that's black owned.
The culture.
And I think that's where other people have the disconnect, where they're saying like, well, this shirt, I'm trying to be blacker, you know, something like that. It's like, I think that's where the disconnect comes, and that's...
Nobody says anything about polo. That's my argument when people say, well, I'm not going to wear that. And I'm like, you probably have a polo and you probably don't know how to keep score. You don't know what the object of it is. You probably never ridden a horse. Yeah. So it's like you've been wearing polo for generations and you don't question it. So why question this?
I personally, I love it. Like, you know, for me to have someone from another culture, not just white, because we had a cool experience one time. We had like an Asian couple that was coming from China, and they were traveling to the States, and they were just stopping through Cincinnati just to go somewhere else. And they found a black-owned store, and they came in and they bought a bunch of stuff. They couldn't speak very little English, but the clothing is what tied us to each other. You know what I mean? And it's special because that's what we here for. It's these, like, we're tying ourselves in, you know, to something that we've been pushed out of. When you talk about hip hop, like, I'm an artist myself. Yep. So we think about how little money we make off the projects that we actually put all the hours into.
Money into.
It's our creations, everything. And then the label comes in and say, well, look, I got the network. So I'll use my network to push you, and I'll give you a portion of it, you know, what we get on the back end. Fashion is even worse in the sense that African Americans spend so much money on being fly or fashion. You know what I mean? We spend our money on the fashion, baby products, hair products. You know the game.
So many of them are not black-owned brands.
Exactly. Right. So that's what
almost
I'm getting
all
to.
of them.
And and not only are they not black-owned brands, they don't put any of their money back into the black community.
That's the point. That's the key right there. But we do as much as we can. As even though black people, we hard on each other. They'll say we want you to do more and more and more. It's almost like they want us to, like, you can't make money. That's the issue. There is like, we do as much as we can, but then when people who don't understand the business of it, where you may have a couple quarters where the sales aren't up, you can't do all of the things that you did last year, and people don't understand that. But we're here literally because we know that the community need us. Like, we don't live a lavish life. We're not big flexers. Mm-hmm. We have a good time. Don't get it twisted. But what we doing is bigger than us. You know, it's our idea that we'll probably be dead when black owned really gets its just due. And that's fine with all of us. But in the meantime, we're going to style on you ninjas. You feel me? So that's just that. But yeah, we love it, man. I love it. I just had a customer a couple days ago. One of our, black owned brothers is doing some time right now in prison. He got a coworker that he had that they maintain a good relationship. So every month he comes in, he make a $200 payment just to be put on his books. But not only did he drop off the $200 for Bob books, he spent $200.
Okay.
So you feel me? That's something for for somebody to want to do that with their paycheck on a Friday. That means that they want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? That lets you know that it's authentic.
He's a white guy. You guys' favorite. Not to be funny.
Yeah, they do.
Y'all look alike. All right. For real, he's like, he don't have a beard.
But that's why it's always love.
I look like a lot of people because I cover most of my face. So they're just like, oh yeah, your eyes look like
You hear that all the time?
No, there's one guy with a beard in Columbus. Shout out to Sam Rothstein. He's
Sam Rothstein?
You know him?
No.
Okay. Well, he's
Rothstein last name is it's a big name. He rich.
I don't think it's his real name. I think that's from
him.
Heat or Casino.
Oh yeah, that's not his real name. That's an important point. Yeah, that's not his real name.
Okay.
He's like the Columbus version of what Gravel and I do.
Okay.
He has a beard.
I'll also add on to the fact
you got a beard too, bro.
Yeah,
that's a nice beard.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Beard talk.
A lot of times it's not about the name. It's about the garment. We make dope stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
All types of stuff.
I feel
Good
like
quality.
I feel like every time I see something on someone, whether it's Lantana, whether it's Nakia, who's here with us, shout out Nakia.
Yo.
I don't
this
think I've
happen.
seen it on anyone else.
That jacket Lantana had on Instagram. I think it was like this past week.
Oh,
It just said
leather.
black. Yeah,
He stole it. Lantana, bring it back.
that shit's fire for real.
Oh, for that shoot.
Nah, that's it.
Oh, speaking of Lantana, funny story. So when Lantana first came home and he was on his run, I loved his grind, right? So
That was a
he
fun
ended up-
time.
So he ended up
I remember all.
like being, you know what I mean, starting to be like one of the black owned boys. He would only wear black. Literally, he like, man, I ain't with none of that color stuff. I ain't with none of that tight stuff. Now, boy, you might see that boy in a tight yellow outfit now. Hey,
Lantana.
that's my brother, man.
We in it. We in it together. Shout out to Lantana.
Big shout out.
So you do music as well. That's a good transition.
For sure.
So I think I saw this was probably posted last month. You said new music's on the way.
Yeah,
So can you tell us anything yet? Or
of course.
I'm his ghostwriter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's what everybody want to be the ghostwriter. You know what that? I always tell my. You know who? First of all, I'm gonna get into that. You know who I'm my toughest critic on myself. Like I listen to my music,
All creatives are.
and for some reason, man, it's never good
Nothing in
enough.
Life for him is good enough.
I'm hard on myself, but at a close second is Gill and Merk. You know these two. So Merk, I might send him a snippet or something. He's never gonna tell you if it's good or if it's bad, which is crazy. But how I know if the music is good, he's still claiming to be my ghostwriter. That's how I know. That's how I know the music is
You know how I
good.
rate
It's
his
a real
music?
cosign.
Right.
You know how I rate his music? It gotta give me goosebumps. That's how I rate his
And
music.
that's hard to do because
Okay.
not everything is intended
It
for that.
gotta give me chills.
That's kind of what I do when I write music reviews. Is
It
if-
gotta give me
You should
chills.
review
Yeah.
Espresso. So I'm dropping the tape. Like you said,
espresso.
Espresso.
I feel a segue coming into another
yeah.
point I have here.
Huh?
I feel a segue into another point coming.
Yeah. So
I think I know where you're going with
yeah. So the album, when I started this album about 2 years ago, like right after my last album, I started
Detox.
no. I dropped tape 10 just almost a year and a half, like 2 years.
Inside joke. Shout out to MP, man.
So with this tape, it started out as Mama's Baby because that was the album, because I was like delivering to you like who I was as a person. But then I realized like, okay, I got the coffee shop, and then I was like, you know what? This music should be upbeat. It's a good time. It's a happy time. This music should give you life. So that's how we got Espresso, because Espresso like pump you up.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
this music is not just my album by myself. So it's not a Macho Means album. It's a Macho Means and M80 album. He produced the whole album. He's responsible
interested.
for a lot of the direction. I can't take all the credit because he forced me into a place where I've never been. Like beats, like I had some people come through and listen to the album the other day. They're like, man, like Sonny the engineer, he was like, I would never expect to hear you rapping on this. And even as I'm listening to it, I'm trying to find out if I like it. Because I'm rapping on what 80 called the young nigga beat. Which is that,
Okay.
you know what I mean, versus the, you know what I mean? They can't see what I'm doing, but you get it. So this whole tape with Macho Means and M80 Espresso is meant to like give you energy. And of course it's Espresso because I'm opening a coffee shop. Like
That's
we're opening a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Congrats, by the way.
We're very excited about that actually.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that we want to talk to you today.
Okay.
But let's keep going on the music. Or did you get it all out?
Nah, whatever you wanna ask. I mean,
music.
yeah.
It's so funny because he doesn't listen to anybody in the studio. So this year is the first, I'm gonna say not this year, but this project is the first time like he like, all right, 80, okay, I'll do it. So I haven't heard any of the music because he doesn't want to send it to me because he's not comfortable with it yet, right? But I talk to 80 like every day about the music, right? So he like, you know, I got him on a trap beat. So it's just so hilarious. Like me, it's funny to me and 80. Like everybody else, they might not understand the significance of it. But I hope y'all really appreciate espresso, because it's like pulling teeth to make him do anything he doesn't want to do, especially in the studio.
Well, music. Typically, we say music is like a reflection of our own personal lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also in making music, I think you become a great when you're able to take your own personal life and tie it into what everyone is gonna like, or at least the masses. You're never gonna reach everyone. So that's what this was about, because music has changed so much. I've been making music since the 5th grade. I've been recording
That was
music.
your first love.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I've been recording music since the 5th grade. I recorded my first verse in the 5th grade. So I've been doing it a long time. I've been in record deals. I've been on tour. Merk has been on tour with me. We've been in some bad hotels.
Hype man.
Everything, you know, so this isn't new to me. So it's like, I got my way of making music, and it's always been safe because I have a good fan base. I sell out all my shows. I get paid to do my shows, but it's not been enough to take it to the next level. I believe espresso is going to give me that extra edge where that my current fan base can enjoy it because it's still providing the lyrics, but then newcomers can listen to it because the beat got that young ninja head knob to it. Yeah.
Well, we're excited to hear it. And if I speak for both of us, our inboxes are always...
You should review it. Or come to the studio and listen to some records.
We can do both.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. We're going to set that
all
up.
the way down.
All right. This week, y'all got to come to the studio, hear about 6, 7 records.
Okay.
It's only 10 joints. We're going to drop 7 November 16th because it's our 7-year anniversary. And then we're going to drop 3 songs the following week. But we finished the whole project at once. You know what I mean?
Dope. Well, invitation accepted.
Hey, shout out
Same.
to Gravel and his Coogee.
I got this at the thrift store for like $7.
Man, shout out.
Don't matter.
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to put some Coogee on the tongue of some Gucci's.
You probably still got some articles with Coogee on it from back in the movie.
Sure he do.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I'm giving some stuff away too.
If I was your size, I too.
I can fit in this little old thing.
So you brought up a lot of cool stuff in that little segment there. So let's go on to Black Coffee. So Black Coffee is the name of the coffee shop you guys are opening this month, right?
Mm-hmm.
When is the technical opening of Black Coffee? Do you have that on the calendar yet?
Yeah, our target date, soft opening, is November 30th. So
Okay.
we're just going to be open for the weekend. Just kind of introduce people to the space. And then we'll close down for a bit to like kind of tidy up, figure out exactly what needs to happen.
A little stress test? You watch Bar Rescue? at all?
Exactly. No, I never watched that, but that's
shit's
exactly what it
crazy.
is.
You don't watch much TV.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to it after the album in the coffee shop. Like it's a couple TV shows I've been hearing about, but I haven't seen.
I actually
anything.
don't watch that much. I don't think you need to come back, honestly. But you can.
There's a couple shows like Snowfall is dope.
I was trying to think about
Snowfall.
that.
Gotta
Is that
watch
on
Snowfall.
Netflix?
It's FX.
Oh,
But you know I got you. You know I got all the channels.
okay. But yeah, so yeah, Black Coffee. I mean, it all ties in. Black home, Black Coffee.
Yeah, I think it's
Espresso.
awesome.
Espresso. That's how you do it.
That is great marketing.
That's how you do it. I got a marketing degree from Miami. That's the the best thing about Miami. But yeah, I also got a marketing degree from Cincinnati, Ohio. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to be here to know. Like, Cincinnati is a hard city to get it in.
Yeah.
That's why when you hear rappers say, I still get it in Cincinnati, that don't mean like I'm just still getting it in one town. It means that like even in the toughest places, I'm still getting it on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cincy is a tough place. So you learn a lot. Like my team, everybody didn't go to college, but these guys are equipped. You know what I mean? So
why coffee? I think I read up a little bit about the coverage on Black Coffee already. You had mentioned, being in places like New York and LA. This is an experience that you hadn't really experienced here.
No.
You said Black Coffee is something that doesn't currently exist for the Black community. And then you also said that it's going to be an outlet for artists as well. And I'm kind of interested to hear what your vision is for how this space is going to contribute to the arts community.
Why coffee? 'Cause I love coffee. Just to put it simple, you know, and anybody who know me know that simple statement is fact.
Okay.
No matter what we doing when we traveling, coffee is firsthand.
Man, listen. Let me tell you. Look, well, before we was doing Black Owned, we was doing the music heavy. So we was traveling. No matter where we went, we gotta find the Starbucks first. We would get to the room or get to the hotel, be like, all right, bro, it's a Starbucks like 20 minutes away. Gonna get there, then we go check in. No matter plane, train, bus, car, no matter what, we was going to find a Starbucks. And not the Starbucks in the airport because they're not real Starbucks.
Gotta go the
And yeah, not the one in the mall. None
It's
of that
changed
stuff.
now though. They kind of made them all
Right.
uniform because
I
they
didn't
realized
realize
Like it
At the
was
time,
real. It was real. So much that I knew his drink by heart. Like it was real. Like you would have thought like
What is the drink?
it's no longer the
Yeah, that's my old drink. I used to get a
double tall soy
latte.
with an extra shot of chime.
We all knew it.
Yeah, with an extra
But you
shot
know
of chime.
Chime.
Chime. I'm saying chime.
What's they?
A couple drinks of Bel Air.
Coffee help you keep going. Like, I'm like they said. I'm gonna work. I'm not gonna let it. If you beat me, it's because you were just better than me. It's not because you outworked me. And just coffee just kind of like helped me do that, keep you up. But also the taste of coffee. And then once I started to travel more, I realized that companies like the one they mentioned don't have the best coffee. So then you visit some of these like neighborhood coffee shops and then you really get a good coffee. You're like, wow, I never knew. So 12 years of that, you know, you realize like these spaces are important to all of these communities and neighborhoods. And that's what we don't have here. Like we spend a lot of time in Atlanta building our brand there. So I'm in the coffee shops. I see what goes on. It's like constant interaction between this person from over here with an idea, this person from over here with a venue. And they're linking up and now you got something. But we don't have that. And then when someone comes to Cincinnati, if I were to ask you, where do all the cool people hang out in Cincinnati? What would you say? Where do we hang out?
Where do all,
At
all
one
of them-
time.
Yeah, nowhere.
We don't have a place. But if you talk about LA, New York,
We used to
Atlanta, there are many places like this. Like where are the young, cool art people who are part of the culture, hip hop culture, and you can identify these places at ease. Cincinnati needs that because Cincinnati is really the root of a lot of things.
Man.
But we don't have enough culture and support to sustain these things. So people come here, take it to somewhere that has enough.
Bigger market.
There you go. So we need these spaces. So when someone come to Cincinnati, where all the cool people at? Because that's where I want to be, where they're at Black Coffee.
Yeah.
Because they have live music. The music is different. The art, like all of the art in Black Coffee is rap. Like our opening exhibit is with Kavinci, the photographer who just called. And it's pretty much like Gucci Mane, it's Lil Baby, we got Gunna, we got 21 Savage, we got Nipsey.
Hey.
So it's like these are things that you wouldn't see in any other coffee shop in Cincinnati, Ohio.
None.
Because they're not trying to speak to that culture because the people that come in there aren't really of that culture. So we're just creating a space where when you come in, you at home. It's something that you would see in your bedroom or in your store if you had one. So that's what Black Coffee is about. Just already, we just need that space, and we decided that our clothing store couldn't really like do it all. So we're just extending it. So Black Coffee is connected to the Black Owned store. And that just means that the people in Black Coffee can chill, and at some point they go over to the store, and the people in the store at some point head over to the coffee shop. It's just that tying it in. In a minute though, we'll be able to create, you know, that all of those spaces that don't exist in Cincinnati that are needed to sustain a successful hip hop culture.
Yeah.
When you think about Chicago,
push the culture.
like they got it.
Yeah.
We got artists here. We can go down the line with enough artists. We got music, we got artists, we got talent.
We beat that horse to death all the time.
We
Like,
got it. but we just don't have the industry to sustain it.
What
But
other
you need these spaces.
what
to
other
create
components do you see at the forefront of what we need right now? So you're kind of mentioning and you're bringing into the community communal spaces, basically incubators of the culture. So there's places like the coffee and the clothing cost money, but the surroundings are the culture.
Yeah.
So what else do we need to add to it? Not necessarily like what kind of shops or retail, but like what other components?
The first layer to this is for us as a black community is realizing that competition doesn't mean that we can't eat. If you get what I'm saying, like a lot of times
I agree.
we think that if there's somebody else doing what we're doing, automatically that means we can't eat. Like I can't eat if you doing the same thing I'm doing. It doesn't mean that. So I would rest there in saying that we have to remove that whole
Camaraderie.
mind state.
Gotta have that camaraderie.
So you're saying we have the components to move forward. We need the mindset.
We don't have the mindset because we never seen anyone do it. It's like, for me, I'm a business owner, but I'm a first generation, first family. Nobody in my family ever owned a business. So what that means is I got to make all the mistakes myself. Gill got to
Like the
make
firstborn
all the
child, you
mistakes
gotta
himself.
pave the-
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, you have your first child, you like, okay, after that, I know what to do. That's Cincinnati right now. We don't have the industry, so we got to bump our heads so that the next time around, people will say, yeah, we don't have to feel like that. We can come together and we're going to do this. Like Atlanta killing it. I'm looking at Atlanta, I'm like, man, they got it. Like a new rapper will pop up and you got the Migos, like, yeah, we're going to jump on this track because we understand that if I attach myself to you, who's 5 years behind me, that just extended my playlist. So the same mindset got to be in Cincinnati that if you new and you jumping and you hot, black on, we might collab, we might do what we do. Macho Means, Merk, whatever it is we doing, we just prolonging what we got going on. And that
In the
mindset.
branch.
So if we get to the point where we got spaces for people to come and it's comfort. And when I'm looking to do something, I know that if I go to this space, I'm gonna find somebody who I can build this idea with. We got a lot of shit coming along. So in the next 5 years, that block where we at, like Merk just ran it by me, like we might as well just ask our landlord. Cause on our block, we got the coffee shop, we got the black-owned store, and then my landlord actually has a high-end art shop. Ooh. Which is low key because he don't sell direct. He sells through brokers only because these paintings are like $50,000 a pop, $20,000, like they're crazy.
I'm about to go home and paint.
He gets a lot of his he gets a lot of his art from Africa though. Like my landlord is white, older man, real cool. What up, Condi? He's probably never gonna hear this unless we play it for him, but he cool dude. But Merk was like, let's move Condi out and like just do something else, something else for the culture. So the whole idea is to create this space, this area where we can be comfortable in. Because if you all won't make us comfortable, we'll make ourselves comfortable. It's the black on boys. You feel me? Like we ain't playing. We're not playing. Like we here for the long haul. So
I don't know if people, all right, year 7, I think some of the people are just now getting like what we really trying to do for the community and for the culture, right? Mm-hmm. So they see like, oh, y'all got black coffee coming. Oh, y'all really doing it. So I don't know if they thought like, all right, they selling clothes for play or something like, but our mission statement has been excellence through fashion. So I'm gonna make a dope article of clothing that you want, but then once you come buy it, I'm gonna talk to you. You're gonna see what we got going on, and it's gonna pull you in. Yeah. You might only bought it because you liked how it looked, but now I get to talk to you and pour something into you. Now you get it like, oh, okay, that's what's up, man. You know what? I'm gonna go to support Conscious Kitchen also, or I'm gonna go support somebody else because they doing the same thing. They pouring into the community. So 7 years. I mean, they say it's better late than never. Yeah, I hope they see what we're really trying to do.
Sometimes it takes 7 years. There's so much stuff in Cincinnati that just comes and goes. You don't want to really link yourself to something that's like not consistent or not. It's not going to, stick around for the long haul. But yeah, like you said, people are starting to see you're serious. Like it's not just a clothing brand anymore. It's gonna be a whole lifestyle. It might be a whole block. Like that's huge.
I think that's interesting. You said that, Gravel. I think apparel is one industry that is hard to break into, mostly because it's the low hanging fruit for a lot of people. Like someone starting a music career, t-shirts.
Yeah.
That's the first place they go. Someone starting any brand. I haven't even done t-shirts because I know that's kind of the route everyone goes first. But I feel like that's kind of the first few years you're probably going to fall into that because Cincinnati is the kind of city where they want to see consistency. Mm-hmm. After 2 or 3 years, they start saying, okay, you're serious about it. And now you're branching out into other industries. And if I'm not mistaken, you're getting grant money to do all this kind of stuff, which means that you're navigating channels that a lot of people don't understand. So if you're getting grant money, that means that you're staying up, you're putting in time, you're figuring out how to do this, where a lot of people are opening just really simple stores. Maybe they're just slinging them out of their cars.
We started there. And
everyone starts there. And I think
two Hondas. Then we went from the Hondas to my dining room. And 4 years in the store.
Yeah.
I think it's that progression that makes people eventually take it seriously.
But you know what?
And 7 years is inspiring.
Yeah, but you know what, though? See, the sacrifice, though, right? So people sell it out of their cars. That's kind of like you don't got no choice. You want to get it to the people. But I opened up my home, like my dining room. And when I say I opened it up, it would be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Mans would be coming through the back door with customers because we was that hungry. Like he was at the club and somebody wanted something. He's like, all right, come right now. Right? They wanted it right now. But I got kids.
Yeah, don't let them forget. Don't let them sober up. Fuck
so
it.
Like that's a real sacrifice. Like I got kids. Like I would be at home with my kids. We coming in with strangers.
Yeah.
Thousands of people went through them doors of that apartment. Thousands of people.
Word.
Thousands. And people be like, hey, y'all. And we this was a real sacrifice. Like we wasn't playing with this. Like this was for real. Like everybody starts in their car. But did you, after you move from your car, did you sacrifice some more to get to the next step?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
is there a certain point in time that you remember, like a specific point where you felt kind of like the tides beginning to change? You kind of felt the momentum pick up, or was it really gradual and you kind of just woke up one day and noticed that like you were a prominent?
Man, it was a couple different things. Like Gill mentioned this earlier. We used to be able to say, oh, I sold that shirt to that person. And then it got to a point where you didn't know the people anymore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think one time at my apartment, man, it was probably 100 people in my apartment at once. Like anniversary time, which is always crazy.
Which anniversary was this? Do you remember?
2 or 3.
It had to be like
2 or 3.
So that's right around when I said people notice you're consistent. Yeah.
And it was like to the point where I left the downstairs door unlocked, like propped it up, and then it was just, and all I did, I sat in a chair. It was crazy because I sat in a chair in the corner and the people were just shopping, and I just sat there and took everybody's money. Like it was crazy. It was
out of
crazy.
An apartment.
Out of an apartment. Yeah. Out of an apartment.
Their apartment used to be like that.
Yeah. I'm Saudi, we let it go. Yeah.
Headquarters.
It was crazy, man. Then it got to a point where it was like, all right, this got to stop. Like,
I remember that conversation.
Like,
he hit me up like, bro, I can't do this no more.
We got to figure something out.
Was that a pretty big leap for you at that point when you decided to get a commercial space? Because that puts a lot more overhead than you were used to at that point.
Man.
In your business.
You know, so the crazy story about our space, we were trying to get a spot on Walnut. Like, we was like, all right, we're going to be right in here, right before the development. The rent was like $200.
Wow. It's $250, I think.
Yeah.
So it's part of a program though, that they were doing. Was it going to be $250 a month? Or was it $500?
Up there by
it was two something. It was two something. No, it was Walnut and Liberty.
Okay, further north.
And
4 years ago though.
Yeah.
Okay,
what you have now.
Yeah. And we did a business plan. And that lady told us that we couldn't afford $200 a month. And I said, what? I can get 12 people to bring you $200 right now. Right? So we were mad. Like, man, what? I was like, you know what? Nah, at that time, I wasn't in the space I'm in now. So I was pissed. Now I would be like, that space not for us.
Right.
But I was pissed. He found a space I don't know what he was doing down there. Walking, driving by, I don't know.
Actually, I didn't find the space. Our friend Tia found the space. I just reached out to the landlord, told him what I wanted to do, and he was like, "No, I want to have an office here, not a store." I said, "Well, you should meet me before you turn me down. You know, we're doing some really awesome things, and it can look good for you too." And he said, "Well, we can meet, but I'll tell you now, I'm looking to do an office, and if you want to have people coming in and out of this building." So we met up, and we got the store. But I didn't find it though. Our friend
This is at
Tia,
your current location.
that's our current location.
822 Elm Street.
You want to put
822
an
Elm
office
Street.
there?
Office?
Yeah.
He wanted it to be office space. You know, this is his retirement plan. So in his mind,
He
Just
was-
steady rent.
He
That's
was
all I wanted.
apprehensive.
in his
He's rocking
mind,
with us now, though.
yeah, in his mind, he saw it as like all these people, all this wear and tear on my retirement plan or my building. He didn't like it. But I came prepared. We brought some articles from the Enquirer. We had a bunch of pictures, celebrities. And also, you know, you got to have a little finesse.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, he called back and said, you know, let's do this. But I'm telling you now, you can't put no clothes on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be watching.
Listen, hey, man, listen.
All right, that's cool, bro. We
at
ain't
the
going to put no
beginning,
clothes on the sidewalk.
At the beginning, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't like dude. He had like hella rules. But once he saw we were really about our business, he started being a help. He started being a big help, real receptive.
That's dope.
He cool, man. Yeah.
And
He gonna sell us the building one day.
we're not on that beaten path, but it's perfect for us. You know what I mean?
Tone gets to take his air breaks outside.
Breath of fresh air.
Don't we all?
Is that when we smoke? Is that when you? Oh, okay.
Oh, those.
That's when you smoking.
Oh, you're smoking on the job.
I'm not on the job.
Hey, we might have to cut this out. I guess everyone. I don't have to cut it. Everyone's here. We're not incriminating anyone.
Nah, what smoking? Oh, we
encourage you.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's good for you.
Yeah,
It definitely is.
It's good for yourself.
That's what I'm gonna do after this.
but
God
we,
put
you
this
know,
here for me and for you.
so are we anniversary night? Is it a sober night?
For who?
Yeah, I gave my life back to the Lord.
Well,
I
good
ain't
for
gonna get too
you.
messed up 'cause I feel like
I'm never
it's
too
still
messed
gonna
up
be-
on the anniversary.
Now I'm champagne only though. I ain't gonna lie.
Champagne poppy. Well,
Champagne only. But how many
Champagne not
is
cute.
the thing?
not me.
Y'all coming to anniversary?
Anniversary night's coming up.
November
Yeah,
16th.
November
November 16th at the Transept right down the street from
Nice.
Black Owned.
That's it.
Have you ever been to an anniversary party?
I haven't been to the
haven't.
anniversary party, but I've been to the Transept.
Okay.
I know that's a great spot.
So look, if y'all decide that you don't even have to stay if you don't want to. But if y'all decide y'all want to come, we're gonna make sure we set y'all up in VIP, get y'all some champagne, treat y'all well. The kid gonna be there. The whole entire Cincinnati is
It's
gonna, be there. It's gonna be crazy. It's always crazy.
I've heard some great things about your anniversary parties.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I do know I have to get out of work for this.
It's
You
one of those
should.
occasions.
It's one-
You got
I
some,
need to try. I don't
you
want to say
got
I'm
some-
irreplaceable.
if you got some PTO, this is the time to use it.
I'm off. So
See, look, I'm off.
That was awesome.
But I don't want this to just be podcast talk. Like y'all really gotta come see how lit this shit
No,
really
I
gets.
I
I'm
wanna
talking
see
about
it.
like pack, but everybody love each other because that's what this is about. I can't wait.
Nah, you keep your sick love over there.
I can't wait though. And we had a hard time finding a venue this year, but once we landed in on Transept, like
Transept's a really good place,
it
actually.
is 3
They
levels.
do a lot of weddings, but I've seen Metro Boomin there. He did something there.
Yeah, we heard
Yeah.
about that. He got paid a real nice check to come through there. I don't want to say the numbers, but they pay him something crazy to come DJ. I said, y'all should have called us.
The broker.
Shout out to Metro, man. We got Metro rock with Black on, so we rock with
He
Metro.
just had a new tape drop.
Yeah, it's awesome, actually.
I
There's
haven't
5
listened.
Travis Scott songs on that.
it's like everyone's on that. Thug,
Yeah.
21.
Travis
Gucci.
going crazy
Hey,
right now.
shout out to Zaytoven. Zaytoven is putting out some awesome bodies of work.
Yeah.
Zaytoven is one of the GOATs to me now.
Yeah, for sure.
And M80. And if ain't nobody heard of him, he's an up and coming producer. He's working with
Fire.
some pretty nice people.
I run into
right
him
now.
at Timeless before, actually.
80 the
Oh,
coldest.
speaking of time, hold on. Young X, man. we gotta mention Young X.
we had a whole X
I was
episode.
Oh, you know what? I was
Episode
talking about
X.
him, but we wasn't on air.
Yeah, bruh, different. He real different. So much we don't even got to talk about him long. We just gonna say shout out X. He just different.
If you've
His
met
energy
Evan,
is crazy.
You
Yeah.
know, you just know what you mean by that.
He welcomed us here with open arms. Didn't ask any questions.
He got
just
some of the best energy of any person
Yeah.
I've ever met.
a good dude.
He really just
I'm
wants
big on
to
that.
help people like get to their, pinnacle,
Yeah.
And he I think when he was on our podcast, he shared that he just doesn't do well in comfortable situations. So he just like time after time keeps putting himself in uncomfortable situations, which is where growth comes from.
So it's
And
greatness.
We're
comes from.
sitting in what that has built to this point. So
Smart man.
there's other things that have come. Dre Shot This is also in the building right now. If you've
got
been
your
on
job,
YouTube, yeah,
Dre shot this.
Dre's all over the visuals in Cincinnati right now.
Yeah.
We stole him from Dayton, so he moved here for this.
Yeah, they was just talking about that. I saw that online. Somebody was saying he moved down from Dayton.
Yeah,
Shout
the
out
full
to Dre.
story is in Double Sim Magazine, Winter 2018 edition.
And episode 1 of this podcast, right?
And episode 1 of this podcast is Dre
Episode
Shot This. Episode 10 is Evan. We got to everybody.
And we're episode what?
This is 15.
15.
We go every single week. This will be out tomorrow.
Oh, word?
That's what's
Yep.
up. I like that.
Oh, well, then, in that case, yeah, anniversary, man. Black owned boys in the building, man. November 16th. You already know how we doing, man. We rocking crazy.
At the Transept, there's
I
only
might just
1,000
perform.
tickets available.
Tickets only. Come to
DJ
the
Fresh,
Black owned store.
DJ HD,
Yeah.
DJ Primetime,
Yeah.
and DJ Smoke. Smoke. I didn't know how to
Smoke
say it.
go
I
crazy.
hadn't met him yet.
Smoke is a
Smoke is
But y'all
amazing.
got a
He's
ton of
dope. He's
DJs on
dope.
that.
up
He's
and
dope.
coming. He from Cleveland.
HD is another big proponent. I always
That's
see
our
in
brother.
Black Owned.
At the
Always.
Black owned party, what happens is the people that we paid to DJ never really DJ their full set because there's so many DJs in the building.
Yeah.
People walk up and say, let me just get 15 minutes. Because people want to, show the crowd what they can do.
Yeah.
So you never know who might be on there. I might be on there DJing. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. Like, I just, this anniversary, we're going to do something crazy. We got some crazy things planned. If you miss it, it's
You miss
unfortunate. Yeah, but we're going to document it and put something out. But it's just good to have this event, man. Just an opportunity for the entire city to be in one place at once.
Definitely.
It definitely brings those people out that don't come out. So if you was looking for that girl on Instagram that you can never find,
She'll be there.
Might not look the same, but she'll be there.
Might not look the same. Right.
Without the filter.
Filter
Not
on.
look the same.
Oh, she gonna have that filter on. Facts.
Barber filter. That's an inside joke. Shout out to Walker Filter.
Crazy.
You ever seen somebody out and they just look like they like trying to look like their filter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, it's
Haven't
the
seen
makeup
him.
on the shirt type of thing.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not wearing
White shirts.
Man.
It don't matter what we wearing. The makeup is still gonna be there. I got
Y'all,
looks.
if y'all come, you gotta wear black on.
I know, I need a t-shirt.
We need to wear
I
Black
need to
Owned
come
even
down.
if we don't
Right.
make it there.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Fact.
Now
Let's
that
get
you
in there.
understand, that's what we about. You feel me? Like, but if you come to the anniversary, you gotta.
Yeah, we can trade that Coogee for something.
Damn, I don't got no
That'd be a
Coogee.
good deal, man. Like I said, $7.
That would be a good deal. This-
Man.
We can turn.
Bro,
You take him up
like
on that, yeah?
Yeah, we actually
We can turn that.
one of our dudes gave us a Coogee, and we took it and made like 3 or 4 custom.
Is some of it
With it.
still downstairs?
Yeah,
I was looking at it.
we took it and put sleeves, collars, pockets. We just chopped it up and made black owned pieces like with Coogee on it. It was crazy. This
You
was
should do
about
something
3
with
years
that,
ago,
bro.
so we might have
Collab.
to bring it back.
Yeah. I'm down.
That shit's dope though.
I think we definitely need to get in there and get some for sure.
come down and kick it.
Show. Yeah, we was there for
Swooty.
D8s. Yeah.
Swooty
That was the
released
first
his
time
album there.
I'd been by.
Oh yeah. When
Yep.
you
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, that pop up.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah.
Pop up.
For us, it was. For us, it was.
You know what? It's a podcast. I told Tone that was happening.
Tone wasn't there, so it didn't matter to me. I didn't care what was going on.
Oh, but I
It
told
was
you.
on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
It went off and it was a great event. So I mean,
Yeah, I
Good
watched
time.
on the camera. I watched from home on the camera. I was watching y'all. Yeah, I was.
Oh goodness.
I watched. I had to keep my eye on our investment. I watched, but I wasn't
packed.
staying because I was. I don't know, but I wasn't staying. But I
So-
watched.
since it's coming out tomorrow, we're doing something similar with a bunch of artists from Cincinnati on Sunday. The kid put it together, just giving artists that light. You know what I mean?
Platform.
Coming together, that platform.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be having performances in the shop on Sunday.
That's dope.
So we'll drop the flyer here, in 2 days.
All right. Well, Double Sin and Donuts will reshare that too. So if you're listening to this or you follow Black Owned, you'll find out about that here soon.
At I'm Black on all social media platforms.
Where can they find you guys at? Go through your socials too.
Security numbers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Gonna
we'll
need
just write those down after the cameras are off.
Gill on point with the joke. So I can be found on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Macho Means, or follow us at Black Coffee Cincy. You gotta follow that too. So, or at I'm Black on.
I'm on Instagram. You know what it is. one Gilly on Instagram.
I can't be found on all social medias, but you can find me on Instagram, Cool as Tone.
Oh yeah, you only got
Yes.
Man, what are my names? On Facebook, I'm Merk. On Instagram,
MERK.
MERK. Yeah. Somebody
We went
else
over that.
spelled it wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. So on Facebook, I'm Merk. On Instagram, I am Blame Merk because I did it. And follow Merk of All Trades too. That's my new thing. It's my new outlet. Merk of All Trades handyman service.
Okay.
I'm actually doing it for Means mentioned it earlier. Got a couple brothers that are incarcerated. So when they come home, they need jobs. So I started a business to give them a job when they come home. So Merk of All Trades, do everything you need.
My boy lit, man. You feel me?
Back to the community. I mean,
Yeah.
My boy lit, man.
Everything. Hang TVs, haul furniture, lawn care, plumbing, electric, whatever. Call me. Call Merk. We'll get it done.
that's dope. You guys are up to a lot. Just to go through some of the big things that are coming up. Y'all got your 7th anniversary coming up on Friday, November 16th at the Transept. And you can also expect Black Coffee to open at the end of the month. That's going to be right next to Black Owned on Elm Street. We're all excited for that stuff. If you guys have anything else to talk about, I think we've been talking for a while.
Today, my baby birthday. Tone Mama.
Today's your baby. Hey.
Happy birthday.
Tone Mama birthday.
Can we sing happy birthday
I'll
to
be
Tom
home in a
Mama?
minute, baby.
Let's sing happy birthday to Gill, because his birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Gill.
Hey. Happy
He's 42, boy.
Happy birthday, bro.
Me and my girl are celebrating 6 years together today.
Oh,
dope.
damn.
So we got some, yeah,
Oh, you committed.
That's dope. That's dope.
we got a lot of cool stuff happening.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro, that's a
Yeah.
real commitment, man.
So y'all
Good
getting
for
married? Pressure.
I mean, that's the plan. We're not
Yeah.
practicing.
Yeah.
When is it? When do you know like you want to get married though? Because
I need some money, Phil.
okay, wait, but you hold on.
That's
Now,
my
love, you could just go down to the Justice of Peace.
Yeah.
and
Even
just get
still,
married.
I'm with you. I don't want to take no depth into my marriage.
Good choice. Words.
That's what I got.
Whenever you feel like it, then, bro, because he got a good point.
Hey, he only asking these questions because he's trying to get married tomorrow.
Who's that?
Whoa.
Wow.
Breaking news.
We're on FaceTime and it's poor connection.
This has been a great podcast. I love y'all, man. Like, thank you for having us, though. Straight
Definitely.
up.
Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate it,
This
We're gonna
is-
have to get down to the store. Maybe we could do a live podcast someday.
That would be live.
That'd be
We should
dope.
do this
Very
again. Talk about the album. Talk
After the
about
party,
Black
yeah,
Coffee.
come back.
Party's
when-
after party.
The recap.
Yeah.
The recap. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Recap is gonna
It's an
be
honor.
crazy. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know about a recap on tape.
Wow.
Because I got some recaps from some stories that
We're
I'm
not
not
talking about the past story. We're
I'm
talking about
not
the story
telling
of this.
no one. It's only going to get worse. I mean, better.
Get better. Yeah.
Better.
Depends if you're cleaning up or not, I guess.
We didn't say this. The number is 7. Oh, he did say this. It's 7. So you know how lit it's gonna be.
Golly.
Sounds like a great event.
Godly, yeah.
Well, we're happy that you guys joined us and you guys joined us, listeners and watchers, on episode 15 of the Future Moguls podcast. We're here at Timeless Recording Studio with our engineer, Chris Turner, and Dre shot this and Nakia also in the building.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Shear with Double Sin.
I'm Gravel Bear with Donuts and Alcohol.
These are the Black-owned boys.
Black-owned boys in the building.
Hey,
You heard?
signing off. Drink more water.
Have a great night
Stay hydrated.
or day or Monday morning if you catch the podcast right away.